Welcome back, guys. I trust you've been staying safe. Now, this true crime story is coming to you from the United States of America, where a mother and her boyfriend have been convicted of unaliving the mother's young son and have been sentenced to 25 years to life behind bars. Now, aside this being a crime case, I am also very interested in this case because these two people at the center of this are both Ghanaians. Yes, they are from my country, Ghana. So although the incident happened in the United States of America, the two people at the center of it are actually Ghanaians who immigrated from Ghana to the United States, and the victim, the 5-year-old boy, is also Ghanaian. He was actually here in Ghana, and his mom, by name Valerie Owusu, immigrated him to join her in the United States of America along with her boyfriend by name Emmanuel Addae. Now, let's go back a bit in time to understand how these things played out for these two to meet with this boy in the United States of America. So, Valerie Owusu grew up in Ghana, in West Africa. She actually had her high school education here in Ghana, and it's alleged that she's the sister of one of the musicians here in Ghana by name Tiffany. Now, her boyfriend by name Emmanuel Addae also grew up in Ghana and immigrated to the United States of America in the late 2000s heading into 2020. The same applies to Valerie Owusu, who also allegedly immigrated to the United States of America getting to the end of the late 2000s. That's somewhere close to 2019 thereabout. At the point of immigrating, Valerie Owusu already had a son here in Ghana by name Ken. But she left Ken here in Ghana and immigrated to the United States of America, where at a point in time, she went into a relationship with Emmanuel Addae. So, their relationship blossomed, and at a point, they moved in together, although they were not yet married, but they moved in together and they had 2 kids of their own. And at this point, in 2023, Valerie Owusu decided that things were a bit stable for her, so she was now going to come for her son by name Ken, who was still resident in Ghana, so that her son will join her in the United States of America. And by so, she came for her son to join her. So from this point, it meant that Ken, the 5-year-old boy, was living with his mom, Valerie Owusu, together with his 2 half-siblings and his stepdad, Emmanuel Addae. Now, from the perspective of Emmanuel Addae, he was living with his fiancée, Valerie Owusu, and their 2 kids, as well as his stepson, by the person of Ken, the 5-year-old boy that Valerie had in Ghana. So it seemed like a family that was ready to build and move, but things seemed something than they actually was, because it will turn out that things were not that rosy, because they came for Ken just late 2023, and as at 2024, Ken had already lost his life, unfortunately, at the hands of Valerie Owusu and Emmanuel Addae, per what the court is reporting. Because it turns out that at a point, they just were not ready to actually give their best to this kid. I don't know if that's how they were handling the other 2 that they had between themselves, or if it was something that was peculiar to this particular kid, because as it stands now, they have been found guilty of unaliving him as a result of several instruments that they used on him as a form of punishment. And when they realized that things were looking bad, they still didn't even reach out to call 911 so that they could help get any form of medical attention for him. Instead, they kept him at home for days watching him go through what he was going through, and even had time to call and order for coffee. Yeah, that is how heartless I think these guys were, to call and order for coffee and enjoy it. And also, they had the time to take one of his siblings out for shopping. Now, when they realized that things were getting that bad, they then went on to take him to his grandma for her to attend to him. Now, it was at this point that the grandma realized that no, the condition of this boy was not so good, and she then called 911 to seek medical attention for him. But at that point, it was too late because unfortunately, he gave up the ghost, and things proceeded from there, where autopsy revealed that he had suffered certain things at the hands of his parents, and further investigations revealed this was caused by several instruments being used on him. So this was very unfortunate. Now, at this point in time, they were being taken on because straight out of the gates, even a layman like me can count several things, and they were not going to get away with it. Now, some people are arguing that if this was something that happened here in Ghana, they may have gotten away with it, but I beg to differ. In as much as I actually agree that the laws of the United States are very swift, effective, and would be pursued to the letter, if I want to put it that way, I also don't agree that they would have gotten away with it if they were outside of the United States of America, because the law is the law. And I have seen here in Ghana the law play out in several dimensions and in several angles where, of course, you would see that it may seem to have delayed, but eventually the justice actually comes. It's up to the people around the case to actually seek to pursue and prosecute it, because sometimes some of these things may seem to have evaded the law if the people at the center of the issue do not bring it to the attention of the law. I think that is where the challenge might be if it was not in the United States, but maybe somewhere in Africa or here in Ghana, because sometimes you find some people say, oh, let's settle this out of court. But I don't see that often happening in the United States. I don't know, but I don't agree that they could have gotten away with it if it was not in the United States. But then I digress. So Valerie Owusu and Emmanuel Addae have since been sentenced to 25 years to life by the court, and they are scheduled to start serving their sentences. Personally, I don't have any remorse for them. I saw Emmanuel in court wearing a t-shirt about Yahweh, God and all. I'm a Christian too, but there are certain things that you can't come and guilt trip or emotionally manipulate the law on. I think that they did the crime and they should be prepared to serve the time. That's how the saying goes, right? But it's very unfortunate. If they were not ready to give him their best, they should have left him here in Ghana. At least he had a life and he seemed to have been okay. You don't get him to the United States and get him in this unfortunate situation. I hope that this becomes an example to others, and I hope that they also learn from what has transpired. But let me know what you think. Do you think that they could have gotten away with it if it was outside of the United States? What do you think about their parenting? Do you think they're even fit to be parents at all? Let's have a conversation in the comment section. Watch our other videos on our channel. Leave comments, give us your feedback, subscribe if you are yet to do so. Stay safe out there, and I'll catch you on the next one.